Yo, what's up, gamers? So, I walked into the breakroom today and the printer is going absolutely insane. I'm talking green Game Pass papers flying everywhere. One sheet says available now, another says Call of Duty, another says Sports Ball Department, then one comes out that just says, why is there an RV? So when I look down, I notice Gary from IT is crouched next to the printer with a tone cartridge in one hand and a screwdriver in the other like he's defusing a bomb. So I'm like, Gary, did you break the printer again? And he goes, no, it's updating the Game Pass queue. Of course it is, because Xbox Game Pass Wave 2 for June 2026 is here, and this back half of the month is bringing 7 titles total. One is available now, a few big franchises are showing up, and 2 of these games are technically sliding into early July because apparently the backlog does not respect your calendar. So before we get into this, do me a favor, smash that like button if your Game Pass backlog keeps getting worse just like mine, subscribe if you want the monthly subscription chaos cleaned up, and tell me in the comments down below, what are you downloading first? Now let's grab them up. And yes, I mean you too, because Gary jammed 7 Game Pass titles into the printer, and I'm not clearing the queue up alone. First up is Junkster, available now as a Day 1 Game Pass release. This is a 3D action platformer where you play as UM-13, a little construction bot stranded on a dangerous junkyard planet after an intergalactic cargo ship crash. You run, jump, use a robo-wrench, collect parts, and turn broken space garbage into slightly more useful space garbage while trying to repair your ship and recover lost human artifacts. It has that comic book sci-fi energy with trash mutants, renegade bots, and a building mechanic that makes the whole thing feel like a robot cleanup job that just got out of hand. This is Game Pass looking at your schedule and saying, surprise, you start today. Next up is Call of Duty Vanguard, available now for Game Pass Ultimate Premium and PC Game Pass. This is a World War II Call of Duty where the campaign follows different soldiers across multiple fronts, from sniper missions and airborne attacks to sabotage work behind enemy lines. You also get the usual Call of Duty package with fast multiplayer, weapon leveling, loadouts, killstreak style chaos, and zombies for players who want the Warzone to turn into undead cleanup duty. So even if Vanguard is not everyone's favorite Call of Duty, it's still a major franchise hitting the wave. This is the part where Game Pass stops whispering and kicks the breakroom door open with the loadout. Next up is EA Sports FC 26, available now for Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. And honestly, this lands at the perfect time because the World Cup is happening right now, so everybody's watching soccer and suddenly thinking they understand tactics from the couch. So this is where you get to jump into club football, aka soccer, play quick matches, build squads, manage formations, and either chase career mode glory or just run a few games after work. You're setting up attacks, defending for your life, and trying not to give up a last-minute goal that makes you stare at the ceiling. This is the game where you say one quick match and accidentally start negotiating transfers like Olivia from accounting. Next is Abyssus, landing on June 25th for Game Pass Ultimate Premium and PC Game Pass. This is the co-op shooter with deep sea adventure vibe, where you and your squad dive into dangerous underwater ruins, fight off hostile creatures, and push through runs packed with weapons, upgrades, and roguelike style chaos. It has that just one more run energy, except now the ocean is trying to delete you. So if you like co-op action with creepy deaths, teamwork, and a little pressure tank panic, this one is worth watching. This is what happens when somebody looks at the ocean and says, yeah, but what if they had more bullets? Next is Are We There Yet, landing June 30th for Game Pass Ultimate Premium and PC Game Pass. This is a co-op road trip game where you and your buddies are trying to drive an RV home after a relaxing vacation gets ruined by a terrible alternate route. You have to survive Mabut's Valley, find the exit to Route 65, manage supplies, and somehow keep the RV moving while everything goes wrong. So yeah, it's less peaceful vacation and more friendship damage with wheels. This is a game that turns Are We There Yet into a group project with vehicle damage. Next up is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 coming July 2nd to Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass while already being available on Game Pass Premium. This is classic skateboarding nostalgia with tricks, manuals, grinds, combo chains, goals to chase, and that restart the run because I missed one rail energy. You're skating through iconic parks, racking up ridiculous scores, trying to keep the combo alive long enough to feel like a legend for about 12 seconds. It's fast, arcadey, and perfect for anyone who misses when skateboarding games were pure score-chasing chaos. This is nostalgia with knee pads, combo meters, and at least one controller getting blamed for a missed grind. And finally we end with Winds of Arcana Ruination, landing July 6th for Game Pass Ultimate Premium and PC Game Pass. This is a dark fantasy Metroidvania where you follow Arin's journey through a ruined world, exploring connected areas, fighting bosses, and mixing in arcane magic. It also leads into wordless storytelling and an orchestra score, so it's going for atmosphere instead of just swing sword and number go up. This is Game Pass saying June is over, but your backlog contract has been extended. And that's the whole Wave 2 pile. So what does this actually mean? This is not the biggest Game Pass wave ever, but it's a pretty weird little mix. You've got Day 1 Robot Junkyard Chaos, Call of Duty, Soccer, Underwater Co-op Shooting, RV Road Trip Nonsense, Tony Hawk Nostalgia, and Fantasy Metroidvania Energy sliding to early July. So yeah, it is smaller than a showcase, but it is exactly the kind of wave that sneaks 7 more games into your backlog while you were trying to finish the last one. So now we're back in the break room and Gary's still next to the printer is smoking, and the paper tray is blinking. Now it says queue is full, install later, Call of Duty requires snacks, Tony Hawk entry waiver pending, and my personal favorite, why is the RV still here? Well, that's all I got. I gotta bounce before Gary tries to update the printer firmware through Game Pass, turns the toner cartridge into cloud storage, and somehow installs Call of Duty on the microwave. But before I go, do me a favor, smash that like button if your Game Pass backlog just got worse, and subscribe if you want the monthly subscription chaos cleaned up. Now tell me in the comments down below, what are you downloading first? Junkster, Call of Duty, EA Sports FC, Tony Hawk, or one of the weird ones? This is Scruffy the Janitor signing off. Peace out.